Hey, hello, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I've gone over 6 months without drinking alcohol. So if this is something you are considering doing as well, this video may inspire you and help you to do that. So I'll start by telling you about my relationship to alcohol, and then I'll be getting into the benefits I seem to have received by not drinking. I'll also be looking at the emotional and psychological implications of when we are intoxicated with alcohol. And finally, I'll talk about kind of what the future looks like in relation to alcohol for me. So first thing is my relationship to alcohol. Now, I live in England, as you can probably tell. And if you live in England, you'll know there's a huge drinking culture. If you don't live in England, I'm telling you now that there is. It's one of the highest rates of alcoholism, I understand, in Europe, and we consume large quantities of this stuff. And growing up in this culture, you naturally get roped into it. Every weekend, all people are doing is drinking, partying, and all of that stuff. So I've done this for years and years and years. About a couple of years ago, it dawned on me that I couldn't continue doing this anymore, because I'm quite a sensitive person, and it would usually take me a couple of days, sometimes even 3 or 4 days, to get over a night out. And I really had to look at the person I was becoming and decide whether this is something I want to take with me. Is this something that aligns with who I see myself becoming, essentially my best self? And the answer was no. So a couple of years ago, I actually reduced my consumption to maybe once a month. But even once a month, I was drinking quite heavily. That continued, and I would drink inconsistently. Then it maybe went down to about 9 or 10 times a year. So I was really reducing my intake. Then in April of this year, I had a heavy drink with some friends. And from that point, I thought, I don't want to do this anymore. April 2018, and I just stopped. I didn't set out a plan to never drink again. I just thought, for now, I don't feel like this is something I want to do anymore. I was sick of feeling that hangover, which, like I said, would stay with me for a very long time. It made me unproductive, and it just made me miserable, to be honest. And I hated feeling like that. So it was like the downside began to outweigh the positives. The positives were just having great fun and a good time with friends, but it got to a point where it wasn't worth it anymore for me. So I made the decision to stop then. Now, fast forward to now, how do things look now? So I would say that 2018 has been a very productive year for me. I've probably grown the most out of all the years of my life. And that's a great feeling. I've been the most productive. I feel like I've developed. Now, I wouldn't put that down simply to alcohol, because I do a lot of other things. But I think by simply committing to that change, it's allowed me to move myself into another direction, to say, I'm not this person anymore. I'm not this person who goes out and gets drunk anymore. I'm now becoming this type of person. And that's why stopping drinking alcohol has had the biggest impact for me. It's changed the way I've started to see myself. And that's big, especially if you are serious about, like I say, maybe changing the course of your life and becoming a better version of who you are. So that's the most it's done for me. I cannot say stopping alcohol on its own has transformed me. No, but it has definitely helped me move and see things from a new perspective. Okay, so now what are the emotional and psychological implications of being intoxicated? This is just my personal opinion from experience. Okay, now there's 2 points I want to talk about here. The first one is alcohol can soothe discomfort, emotional discomfort, or even physical discomfort. When we drink, it drowns our sorrows away. It makes us forget about stuff. And if you suffer from depression, anxiety, stress, or any kind of difficult emotions, it's not surprising you would turn to alcohol to help it soothe that pain and make you forget about it. Unfortunately, it's only a short-term fix, and the next day you're probably going to feel worse Because from what I understand, alcohol can increase stress hormones, certain chemicals in our bodies that don't make us feel good after we have drank. So if you're someone who's depressed, who drinks to get rid of the depression, it's likely the next day or two you'll probably feel even worse. Again, with anxiety, if you have social anxiety or you're shy, I can see why you would be compelled to drink, because it will make you a more outgoing person. It'll allow you to lower your guard and be more confident. So naturally, it would seem like the drug of choice. Okay, I'm going to drink because I like the way I become. But again, you have to consider the implications of that after you have drank. And if anything, your anxiety will probably be worse long term. It's definitely not going to heal itself through drinking. Another quick point I'd like to make is, and I feel quite strongly about this, is that if they were to introduce alcohol now to us, if it never ever been on the scene, would they make it legal? Really? Do you think they would? I think it's so kind of poisonous, and the way it makes people act and the things it can make people do, there's no way it would ever be legal if it was brought out now. And it's quite sad that it's socially acceptable to do some of the things that people do if they're drunk. The second reason it influences your emotional state or psychological state is that it can shine a light really on your unconscious patterns. So you've probably noticed this: when you're drunk, you behave a certain way. You may do certain things that you don't like about yourself, and then you'll question afterwards why you were doing them. And I think we can all kind of relate to this in some way. We've all probably seen that person who gets out of character or behaves very differently when they've had a drink. So what the alcohol is doing is that it's actually making the unconscious stuff more conscious. It's releasing that, it's thinning that veil, should I say, between the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. And it's allowing that stuff that's always there to bubble up to the surface. That, in some respect, is good. It's healthy. It's allowing us to see parts of ourselves that maybe we don't even know we have. But it's also negative because we're acting out through them, and that can potentially be very, very harmful. And our level of consciousness has dropped. So usually most of us are very unconscious anyway, but with alcohol we drop even lower. It's a very low state of consciousness to be in. I do think though, because it can serve this positive benefit of helping us understand unconscious patterns by thinning that veil, it can be used for some kind of healing purposes. And I think I read somewhere in the past that some communities and tribes and cultures used to use alcohol for this purpose. But we don't use it for that purpose. We use it for simply recreational reasons. But it does have that capacity to let people know more about themselves. However, you don't need to drink every week for years to understand these things. You could probably drink a couple of times and you'll recognize this behavior and see, okay, why does this come out every time I'm drunk? And that can help shine light on that and see if there's something that needs your attention. The final point I'd like to talk to you about is, what does my future look like with alcohol? Well, I haven't said that I'm a non-drinker. Never. I just take a day at a time, a week at a week. I've actually been going out a couple of times without having alcohol. Yeah, it's a little bit strange, especially when you're used to having it and everyone else around you is drunk, but it's not actually that bad. And if you can kind of come to terms with the fact that you don't need alcohol to have a good time, you'll be surprised. You'll probably enjoy yourself to a certain degree. And that's what I found. So as it stands, I don't plan on drinking. At the same time, I haven't termed myself a non-drinker. If a situation arises, an event, or any time I feel like I would benefit from having a drink or add to my experience, then I might do it. But at the moment, I don't feel compelled to, I'm not planning to, but I'm not at the same time saying it's never going to happen. I'm just keeping an open mind. And the most important thing for me here is that my relationship to alcohol has changed. Whereas before I was probably doing it to escape from things and just going crazy binge drinking, I think now, even if I do choose to have a drink, it'll be a lot more responsibly. I probably won't drink to the levels that I used to before, because I don't need to anymore. So I hope anybody watching this who is considering stopping or even cutting down your own consumption, I hope this video in some way helped you make a decision or even take some action towards doing that. But once again, that is everything that I have to talk about. If you could please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, share the content if you think it can help anyone else, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you again on the next one. Thank you.